All right, so 5 key rules of closing sales. What are these? What are the key rules? And it's important that you understand these key rules before you attempt to close sales, because it just like helps you understand what you're doing. My goal at the end of today's class is to make you all into very, very amazing sales closers, right? Bad, like very, very, like I want you to go out and just be closing sales left, right, and center. So it's important that we start from the basics, and the key rules are based. So what are the 5 key rules of closing sales? The first one is always treat your prospects like they can buy. This is one mistake that many of us make as sellers, where we're quick to write people off. And I don't know where we learned it from, but it's a terrible habit in sales, where maybe because of the type of questions they are asking you, or if it's a physical place, how they look, or you are looking at their tenses. Some people don't know how to type correct English, and you're like, So for instance, I was going through assignments in my online course yesterday, Monetize Your Knowledge. And there was somebody's assignment. The English was badly written, but I went through it, and I'm going to add it into my feedback. I'm going to review it for her and give her a response tomorrow. So imagine if that kind of person had maybe sent me a DM that, oh, I want to monetize my knowledge, and spells monetize with an I, not an E. And, the sentence just wasn't correct. I may have ignored, like, please, can't work on your English. But the person paid 100 or something thousand naira, maybe $500. So the person can afford it. Like, yeah, so sometimes we just zero people off. Like when they ask some questions, is this the best price? You're like, oh, please, time wasters be going. And then people that may not even be able to afford it, but because they have the right mannerisms, they look the part, then you give them more attention. So that's the first rule of closing, which is you always have to treat every prospect that walks into your store, every prospect that walks into your DM, your chats, your email, anywhere it is, any sales channel you have, you must treat them like they can buy until they prove otherwise. That whole law thing of the person is not guilty until proven guilty. Yes, that is how we do it in sales closing. Now, the second rule of closing sales is always acknowledge them. Number 2, always acknowledge them. What does this mean? It means always acknowledge what they say. There are some sellers that are quick to, what's the word now? We're quick to flip over what people say. You just want to sell. So what they are saying, it's not your business. Like, so you hear things like, this person talks too much. This customer is problematic. They're just actually, sharing. Some people are talkatives. That's their nature maybe, but you need to acknowledge what it is that they say, because at the end of the day, everybody wants to be seen. And let me ask you, as a human being, don't you want to be seen? Many of us want to be seen and heard, especially when we are bringing our money. So buyers want to know that, okay, you acknowledge them. So that's why you hear people say, or you see things like, I know you have bigger customers. Is it because I paid you, let's say, $20? That's why you're treating me this way. Because they don't feel like they acknowledge, they don't feel like you value them. So always acknowledge them in the conversations. When they say something, maybe when they're sharing their fears or stuff with you, acknowledge it, because they need to know that you hear them and you see them really clear. All right. Now, the third rule for closing sales is you need to learn how to transition properly, how to pace and how to transition. And I'm going to explain. Now, transitioning means that you are able to move from one point to another and carry the prospect along. So for instance, let's say that you have a customer who wants to buy, let's say, a phone, right? I'm selling an iPhone 12. right? And the customer is not convinced that they should buy from you. You can transition into talking about yourself or your business, how why they should trust you, give your pedigree or something. You can transition into the trends, right? You can talk about, oh, that this is a phone that everybody is using now, because it has this, it has that. You need to learn how to transition into different things to help you close the sale and pace the conversation accordingly. Sometimes you just want to rush and get to the end of the sale, which is give me the money. But there are many customers who be like, yo, I'm not convinced, or are you sure? So send me the picture again. Is the bottom curved? Is it straight? You're like, what? All those things are on the post now. Like, is this person blind or something? They are not on the same pace as yourself, because for you, you want to quickly collect money. For me, the buyer, I'm giving you, let's say 400,000 naira, let's say $1,000. I'm going to feel it. $1,000 is a lot of money for me, the buyer. So I'm going to go at a slower pace and try to ensure that I'm not going to be swindled, and try to ensure that I'm making the best use of my $1,000, of my 400,000 naira, of my 1 million cedis, of whatever it is that I'm giving. So my pace may be slower than yours, but so you need to learn how to pace properly and transition to what needs to be done. So for instance, let's say that I'm like, oh, I can't, what's the word? I can't afford this. You should be able to transition into selling the benefits. Or I'm like, why should I buy from you? You should be able to transition into showing social proof, like, oh, see people who have bought from me, they got XYZ results and all that. So that is what transition is. Learning to know how to switch to different things to ensure that you are going at the pace of the customer to close the sale. All right, so that is rule number 3. Now, rule number 4 is every inquiry must be closed. Every inquiry must be closed. Now, there's a misconception that I would like to fix quickly, where we feel that closing a sale means that the customer bought. Nope. Closing the sale means you got to a place where they told you, you know what, let's do this, or I'm not buying. Or you get to a point where you follow up and they don't respond. You followed up once, twice, 3 times, they don't respond. They read, you can see the message was delivered, or they just ignore your calls. At least you made an effort to close it. So you can put something like client unresponsive, but the sale is not finished until there is a close. So this is why it is important to do follow-up. Like, there's money in follow-up. Many of us just do not follow up. Like, we don't follow up to save our lives, right? We don't follow up to save our lives. So the sale is not finished until there is a close, and that close is either a yes, a no, or a silence. Nobody's speaking to you. All right, now the 5th rule of closing is you have to prefer solutions. You have to prefer solutions. You have to. What does that mean? It means that you need to shift from I just want to sell to I want to help these people achieve this results. Right? So it's a mindset thing. You need to shift your mindset from, oh, I just want to sell. I have XYZ target to meet. I have this number of coaching clients to get. I have this number of phones to sell, this number of shoes, bags to sell. You need to move from that mindset to a point where you're like, you know what? I want to help as many women as possible look good. I want to help as many businesses as possible grow. I want to help more single ladies get married. Like, when you shift to that mindset, oh, I want to beautify many homes by, with my interior design work. You know, oh, I want many people's pictures to be lit, so they need to buy my ring light. When you move to that mindset, what happens is you prefer solutions. You're not irritated when they're giving you objections or when they're not forthcoming. You know, so for instance, when they say, oh, it's so expensive, you are preferring solutions. Okay, if you won't take this big ring light, this Tolifo R48B light, I also have Trisha 2BC light. It will also brighten your room, but it's slightly smaller. It can also do the work and it will fit into your budget. What are you doing? You're preferring a solution. Oh, I want to grow my business, but I cannot afford you, Trisha. I cannot afford you. You want me? I will sell my land to afford you. I cannot afford you. And because I want to prefer solution, I'm like, okay, what do you want to achieve? This is okay. I have a webinar coming up, sales techniques. Since your problem is you have inquiries and not many of them are clients, come into that. It's 5-5, right? But if you're not of that mindset, you're like, this coach, if this person, if I push this person to coaching, I'll make this. But if they don't pay coaching, then I'm going to lose all that money. No. If they cannot afford it, they cannot afford it. There's nothing you can do. There's absolutely nothing you can do. So rather, you look at how to proffer solutions to them. Sometimes it's not that they cannot afford it. They're just not sure that this is the right solution for them. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And you sit down and try to understand, okay, so what are you trying to achieve? Right? What are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to achieve? Okay, I think this, or this will work for the situation. You know, so that's what it means to proffer solutions. So these are what? The 5 rules of closing. Tell me, do you understand? Was this super clear for you? Did you understand our 5 rules of closing sales? Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. All right, all right, all right.